Hello everybody, Andrew here from the Hammer Game Channel. Welcome back to the New Order and to my Scotland playthrough, where today we're going to hopefully maybe finish off our tree. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 focuses to do. Yeah, Russia's really sorting itself out. Democracy returns to Italy. Oh my gosh. Democracy. The race begins, the start of the campaign. What campaign? You're all Russians. Oh, way down here. Third Scottish federal election. The last of the major parties have declared a candidate, and the electioneering has begun. Debates rage fiercely across the country as to who shall lead the nation at such a pivotal time in history. In the back of everyone's mind is the knowledge that choosing incorrectly could mean they may never be a fourth election. Okay, we've got the Independence Party, Independent Labour Party, the Scottish National Party, and the Unionist Party, of course. And 25th anniversary of Scottish independence. Glorious. I'm not going to read that because we know exactly what that's about. Freedom. Let's go ahead and upgrade you, and upgrade you. And, yep, it's time to campaign again. It happens in our 100... Okay, I guess we'll campaign in Dumfries. Kind of want the SNP to lose this time though, but then again the support for everyone else is just awful anyways, so... Oddity at the Redford barracks. The Redford barracks in Edinburgh, one of the largest military facilities in the old United Kingdom, has been overstressed by the sheer scale of the military expansion of Scotland and our efforts to deter English and Germanic aggression. The cavalry barracks was quickly renovated in the aftermath of the Second World War and repurposed into a second infantry barracks. After this two proved inadequate to house the soldiers, a third was planned, but the funds have yet to be allocated to the project. At 6:19 PM today, the gates of the Redford barracks opened and allowed a large procession of military police vehicles to enter. When the hour, the perimeter patrol duties were handed off to the MPs, and a number of additional sentries were deployed through the yard to watch over the soldiers as they performed their day-to-day duties. Across the road, a pair of civilian police officers watched the MP take over with concern. Upon returning to their precinct and delivering the report, it became clear that no one's quite certain what caused an MP takeover of one of the most sequential military sites in the country, but that certainly can't be good. Okay, let's investigate the military police. Just what we wanted to happen. Gosh, we've got some interesting things occurring right now. Plus 5, 0.5, plus 5, 0.5. Oh, nice. We'll be up plus 15 stability for that. I thought I cancelled it there. Oh. Good. What's Goring up to now? I think England's actually finished their stuff for now. Okay, that's fine. A bullet for the traitors. Oh ho ho! Getting close. Then again, as soon as you get to prepare New Germany, it's 7 days for each focus, so we'll be tanning through them. Very safe and sorry. After several meetings with the General Staff, it's been agreed that full demobilisation is too risky. Even though our borders are no longer under immediate threat of invasion, we are in range of potential German attack should they wish to retake their former puppet. It has therefore been decided that part of the army will remain mobilised and our border defences will remain active and well maintained. Should anything happen, we'll have enough time to fully remobilise and pray for the best. Get some land forts. Do we not? We have land forts already, don't we? Yeah, we only have level 1s. Send men into commission. Let's go into Lothian. Oh, there we go. The Siberian Black Army has won. They have won. The thing is, though, they do have something big happen. Oh, Central Siberia has been unified as Siberian Free Territory. Nice. So we're kind of just waiting for the Ural Mountains region here. Pakistan becomes independent. Oh. Okay. It'll be interesting to see what happens in here. It's only a bit that's not really been unified in some sort of way in Russia. Interesting. Interesting. Police investigating police. The weirdest thing we could possibly be doing. Let's send our men in. Right. Are we sure this is legal, sir? A spy on the army, I mean, asked Officer Campbell. Chief Cleland rubbed his temples with distress, leaning back in his old chair, which creaked horribly, and complained. No, I'm not sure it's legal, but it's important, and you're only two that can do this, he said, looking out over his officers. Don Campbell and Gilroy Duffy. They were a mismatched pair, Campbell being a bright-eyed youth, while Duffy was an old, embittered vet who'd fought in both world wars and come out of them fuming mad and with a chip on his shoulder the size of Gibraltar. Because we're the best you have, sir, asked Campbell. Chief Cleland scowled at the assertion and leaned forward again to take a sip of his scotch and enjoyed the fierce burn it left in his throat. No, he said, because your daddy's a high officer and Duffy's served under every damn major the army's got. Between the two of you, you've got contacts to look into this. Yay! You think they're going to do something they shouldn't, growled Duffy. They think if the army thought there was something going on that was big enough to warrant them bringing in an army of MPs into the barracks within city limits, then it's big enough that they ought to have let local law enforcement know something's going on. The fact they didn't, well, if the army's up to something, it's better than that we know now. Just don't get caught. And the investigation finds nothing. The officers stood in Chief Cleland's office, their heads bowed low, hadn't a damn thing to report after all they put in through. All the angry calls from the army about two police from his precinct harassing MPs, kneeling officers with pointless calls, even getting involved in a bar fight with a group of soldiers at a pub near the barracks. He supposed the only positive thing he could say about Campbell and Duffy was that they at least had the nerve to show their faces in his office after their failure. He expected more of them, hoping they'd uncover something at least, but instead they showed up empty-handed, leaving them put out the fires their investigation called. Chief, sorry Campbell, I don't want to hear it. Leave your badges on my desk on your way out, Chief Cleland snarled at the incompetence before him. Does that mean the army's innocent, or just good at hiding things? Well, that's why we're sending in our men. We're going to send in the agents. They will do it right. The police have failed. Unbelievable. They couldn't have sent two more. Well, they were pretty incompetent. That's what I'm going to say. Let's go to Aberdeen now. Let's get our party support up. I think we're going to win by a landslide. I actually do have the itchy trigger still. Will we ever get rid of that? Possibly once the army's finally realised that nothing's going to happen. Wow, those actually have no effect right now. Are they just going to bypass? I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, they're done. They're done. Campaign ends in disaster. Terrible news. New polling from various regions around Scotland have come in. It appears that numbers have shown a recent campaign had no effect. No! That is unbelievable. Campaign in Fife. Better safe than sorry has been completed. Good, good, good. And our nation in the north. We may no longer be the only democracy in the British Isles, but we surely are the best. Our citizens should be proud that we kept the flame of freedom alive in these troubled times, and our government will be sure to remind them. We will organise celebrations for our newfound prosperity, and we truly hope that this will mark a new age for Scotland. This will be an age of enlightenment and recovery after the horrors of the last decades. Good. Good, good, good. And Goring is doing Pride in the Führer, which is going to lead way for him to, well... Yeah, oh, this will remove domestic unrest, influencer, Pride in the Führer, Pride in Goring, increase the loyalty of the militarists and the influence of the militarists. Or decrease it, rather. The government mobilises. The report about Redford barracks passed from the Edinburgh police to the federal government kicked a hornet's nest of paranoia among those in the know. Those few politicians who had knowledge of this crisis acted quickly, leveraging every loyal asset they had to try and get a grip on the situation. Unbeknownst to the public at all, the barracks in the surrounding streets became a saturated mass of Secret Service agents, military informants and loyalist officers, each trying to suss out the fine details of the situation. With such a hyper-concentration of intelligence assets, it was only a matter of time before the military secrets were laid bare. And yet a few numerous government aides have begun to wonder, with so many in the case, will the army sniff out the investigation first? We have to know what they're planning. Much ado about nothing. Agents infiltrating the Redford barracks have managed to secure information as to the exact reason for the MP presence within the facility. Apparently a popular old officer associated with the station troops was to be forced into retirement after infidelities with his mistress were proving impossible to cover up. Viewing unrest among the outraged soldiers, Major Harbrook's military police was sent in preparation for the announcement, though All involved are frustrated that such a volatile situation erupted from something so mundane. They are at least glad there's nothing further to worry about. Good. Nothing to worry about again. Good. Good. I think we need to raise our party turnout. The Ural Military District has defeated the thief territory of Ugra. Okay, am I just blind to knowing where this... Where are they at? Am I just blind? It must be these guys. That's who it must be. Free aviators. What are you doing? Oh, nothing, because you have nothing. Alright, raise party turnout. The elections are in 53 days. And race begins. Start with the campaign. What's going on? Oh. Okay. Antonio de Oliveira Salazar is now in charge of the Iberian Union. Yeah, so let's grab the basic anti-air. Wait, no, I don't want the basic anti-air. I want you. I say, I've not been using anti-air. We barely have any factories doing anything. We're still short the infantry anti-tank. Five-year industrial plan. Oh. Let's open up another lot with the tree. So I take it Germany's still in ruins, right? Germany's still in ruins. Victory for the Front Democratico. Oh my gosh, social democracy. And now they've got a hella thick tree now. Holy balls. Mission to Budapest. Mission to Bordeaux. Mission to Bucharest. Oh my gosh. Well, it's going to be interesting to see this. Well. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I love the length of the focuses on this mod. Oh, it's so nice. Except for mine. They're taking a while. But it's fine. Our tree's not big. Italy's got a massive tree now. And it's going to be interesting to see what Goring gets up to. Yeah, Germany's still in ruins, so he must have to finish this industrial 5-year plan. Because that modifies Germany in ruins. So he's not going to be doing any war anytime soon. Good. Good. Other peoples of Russia declare war in the Komi Republic. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, that's a big boy war right there. We have 913 against 912. Wow, not as big as I thought it was going to be. Right, let's do friends, not rivals, and then we can do our ally in the south. Then we can work on the American part of the tree. Actually, do you know what? Let's do this first. The Organization of Free Nations is the strongest democratic alliance in the world, grouping together what remains of the allies during the last war and those nations who found their way back to democracy. It is a beacon of freedom in these troubled times. As a democratic nation ourselves, it would be wise to strengthen our ties with the alliance. This would mean an increase in trade, tourism, and more than anything, military protection from the United States of America. While actually joining the alliance is still a matter we'll need to discuss properly, establishing good and amicable relations with its nation will only be beneficial to us. Mr. Mcintyre goes to Washington. Let's go. That's if he's actually still in office by the end of this. 33 days to election. The military police will be finishing up in Edinburgh in 15 days. And hopefully paranoia will reduce and maybe even the army will get even happier. Imperial State of Iran. It looks like Komi might win this. Oh no, they've got some troops encircled. You fools. They probably didn't even have enough divisions to cover the front. You're getting pretty thick as well. Peace for now. Peace for now as they're continuing to go to war. Oh, they do have some negotiations that they can do. Unsatisfying end. After hours of the feverish cost-benefit weigh-in last night from those in the know about the Redford barracks situation, a decision has been made. Though there is a significant cause for worry, the armed forces might have less than honest intentions with their MP allocation. It's also true that addressing the situation directly might lead to paranoia and discontent within the army. If they aren't planning anything nefarious and we crack down on them, we can expect the next time something like this happens, we will have something to worry about. Although the decision lets no one breathe easily, we'll close the book on this investigation. The MPs, of course, are blissfully unaware of the controversy they have caused and continue their blissful marching around the perimeter, where they will stay. We allow the Redford MPs to fulfill their purpose, whatever that may be. May God save us if we are wrong. I think we've done the right thing there. We can let's go Lothian. Let's get that done. We have exactly enough days to do that, so good. Utilise foreign labour. Germany in ruins. Yeah, definitely going to be finishing off Germany in ruins. They are with that to the tree. How are you doing division wise? 9 to 13 still. 9 to 13. They do have the bigger army. They do have the bigger army. The Indonesian War. Oh gosh, the Pacific is alight. Finally, something going on in Asia. Well, in the Pacific rather. Free Indonesia. We have 26 to 48 and 32 to 42. What is going on here? Wow, old foes, new friends. These are anti-Sukarno groups. The international stage. Free nations. Plead with Germany. Help from India. Descent in the sphere. Future Scotland. Even the sleepiest Highland town is abuzz with activity today as voting station open to the public. The state of the Isles and the overt threats to the nation have led many normally passive non-voters to become involved in the partisan politics. Campaigns have been hard, with mass media campaigns engulfing the nation. It seemed to some that there wasn't a signpost in the country that didn't endorse their favourite candidate. For some, today will be a new dawn, a day when the divisive politics will be set aside in the name of unity against the southern menace. For others, it may be a day of tragedy, marking 4 years of being told to stand aside. Yet, for even more of the Scottish people, it will be a pleasant end to the arguments and return to something resembling normalcy. After a long day full of traffic around poll stations, press coverage of politicians as they cast their own votes in front of the nation, and the restless legs attached to every foot in the nation, the polls close. At last, the votes begin to be counted. Who is going to win? Oh, we finished that focus. Grand. Let's do the US military aid. The United States of America are one of the leading world superpowers. With our strategic position near the European continent, they would surely understand our usefulness as allies. From here, it shouldn't be difficult to convince them to help us protect ourselves from a potential German aggression. Of course, the more the OFN increases their support, the more likely we'll be to join their alliance. For now, however, we'll limit ourselves to a request of modern weapons and military technology. This won't result in any guarantee, but it's already a start. Yes, let's do that. Oh. It's a bit itchy trigger. I wonder if we can actually remove that. We've done all we can now. We must move on to more drastic reforms and hope the terrorists can be kept under control. Mcintyre goes to Washington. Oh gosh, what a big read this is. Where Mcintyre's crazed work week began with a long flight out of Edinburgh in the dead of night. Trying to catch some sleep, but he was extremely excited. There was a brief stop in St John's for refuelling, and it was on to the final destination. 12 o'clock that day, as the band played Arrival Fanfare No. 1, he and his wife stepped onto a red carpet at Andrews Air Force Base in Washington, D.C., greeted by a cordon of US military personnel, US Chief of Protocol, a reception committee, and an American school child with a bouquet of flowers. Scottish and American national anthems were played before a motorcade took them to Blair House. Next day was the entrance ceremony. Held on the White House South Lawn, the President of the United States met Mcintyre there, along with many other government officials. The anthems were played, a 21-gun salute was fired off, and Mcintyre inspected the American troops. Then came the remarks where the President welcomed the visitor, and Mcintyre thanked him and everyone else. We went inside the White House. Mcintyre signed the guest book. There was an exchange of gifts, quick photo in the Oval Office, and then Mcintyre departed for the State Department luncheon. That night was a state dinner in the White House. She crab soup, beef, and corn pilaf were served. Toast between the two leaders was made before dinner. Afterwards, a performance by Frank Sinatra was held in the East Room before the night closed with sparkling wine and a social dance in the entrance hall. It was a long day, but even still Mcintyre was excited as he went to bed. Tomorrow he would address a joint meeting of Congress and host a return dinner in the Scottish Embassy. He would stay longer, he decided, visit some of the historical sites as well, like Mount Vernon and Arlington National Cemetery, We love this trip already and hope the President would one day visit Scotland as well. And they also get a wee event of me, Mcintyre visiting. Pick up the red phone. The Burning Jungle. Indonesia Flame. Work to the back channels. War of the Worlds. Looks like America is going to aid in Indonesia. Fair enough. Anything to destroy the Japanese sphere of influence, really. Because I'm sure Indonesia was with Japan. Free Indonesia's doing okay. They are a liberal democracy as well. That's probably why the Americans want to help out. Plus they're able to. Australia is here. Looming Japanese threat. Oh, they've also got the looming threat. It's okay. Loosen Zaibatsu nationalism. Ah, they're there. How's Goring doing now? Actually, what are you up to? Legion loyalty. It's all negative stuff there. Even more austerity. Oh. Work the blood is the next focus by the looks of things. A large cash influx. The Kingdom of Afghanistan declared war on Pakistan. The Kingdom of Afghanistan. Westernizing nation. I feel like Pakistan's got no hope in. Oh. Yeah, Pakistan's going to win that. One division against 6-12. Well, that seems like it's been a very bad idea by the Kingdom of Afghanistan. Good job. Oh yeah, Karl Denitz is still here. This war's still ongoing. 8-12, 12-16. I think Samara is going to win that. Expand the party. Alright. We'll get the Arsenal of Democracy in a minute. Construction speed. Well, that's going to be nice. Trading with the OFN would mean access to the American market. Even more than that, however, we'll have access to great economic investments our country desperately needs after decades on our own. If we change fiscal laws, make it convenient for foreign enterprises to open up branches in Scotland, we'll see a huge surge in industrial production and greatly reduced unemployment. Yes, we shall do that. Let's get the benefits going here. Right, it's 10 consumer goods. We might actually be able to build stuff. Isn't that a thought? Oh. Wow. China has left. National Protection Army is getting invaded. Long Yun, you're not going to stand a chance, mate. State of emergency. Our new friends across the pond have been more than generous in their support for our armed forces. The Scottish Army is a highly trained force, small but professional, ready to defend its homeland with zeal. Our methods are tried and true from the days of the British Army, as is our equipment. Scotland's resources are limited and training can only go so far. Americans have such a vast budget they can produce one of the world's most powerful militaries with all the high-tech equipment and advanced training methods that comes with it. Surely they would be happy to share some of this research with their new allies. Our military advisors have consulted with American counterparts and drawn up a scheme of shared training and technology that they believe agreeable to both parties, and will surely make Scotland's military the most well-organised and equipped in all of Britain. All that remains is to wait for an official answer. Benefits of cooperation. Americans have agreed to our proposal of research and development cooperation with gusto, eager to show off their new toys to their friends. Joint Scottish-American training exercises are being implemented, including a series of small-scale war games in the Highlands and manoeuvres in the North Sea. Our scientists are beginning an exchange program with their colleagues in the USA. The first shipments of American gear are being sent across the Atlantic. With our assistance, Scotland's security shall be assured, and we have acquired a world-class friend. Thank you, America. What's happening now? Unifies West Siberia. I'm guessing that's West Siberia. A new candidate for Russian dominance has appeared. So now we're really going to be turned into the 4 Russias, the 5 Russias rather. Ah, I know what the little talk with the Finns is. It's to get to Onega. But I feel like it's going to be a Vlasov that's going to win this. Comey's not doing so well. Comey's doing bad. Oh well, it is what it is, isn't it? We'll see what happens. And then the tiny little pocket in here. Like, what are you guys doing? There's a lot of border conflict going on, but that is about it. Stand for the league. Yanis, you've not really done anything, mate. Dull Ranger Brigade. Prepare for the final battle. For as long as we're at our head, all of Russia will be ours to plunder. Okay, it's a very small area in there. I don't know what's actually going on, but it doesn't matter. We're over here. We've almost done American business. That leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 focuses. The battle for Italy. Could Italy be the tipping point in the Cold War? The Italian nation was left with very few allies, despite its central position in the Mediterranean. Italy remained alone, and it would stay that way for a long time. However, both the OFN and the Corporate Sphere have recently been making overtures to the Italians in an attempt to align them with their spheres of influence. Italians doing their site has made both the Americans and Japanese much more open and public in their attempts to win over the Italians. Oh my gosh, of course Germans watch these negotiations with bitterness, as this will give one of the great power blocks of the world a direct border with the Reich itself. Oh my gosh, Italy is going to be the cause of death. Our homeland possesses a rugged beauty that makes it very attractive to tourists. From the Highlands to the castles in Edinburgh and around the various lochs, many would enjoy a trip around our many beauties, both historical and natural. By increasing our ties to the OFN, we can sign treaties, making it easier for tourists to visit our respective countries. From there, we will surely experience a boom in visitors, which will translate into new jobs for tourism sectors and more tax revenue for our coffers. Minus 10 consumer goods. Oh, the best focus right here. The 20 stability is nice as well, don't get me wrong, that is very nice, but yeah. More stability from there. We're going to have plenty of stability, we're only 99%, so you know, everything's good. Oh, we must have won the election as well, the SNP must still be in control. Nothing's came of that, so. Find the cash. Oh, he's working down here now. National debt will decrease. And obviously Pakistan won that. They had 10 times the bloody divisions. And they have pieced out. I think Pakistan got some extra land though. Yeah, Samara is definitely winning. German military training. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you're done for. Improved rifle. I think I've actually got the hiccups. Women in the military. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm glad I didn't do that one. I'm very happy that I didn't do that route. Army campaign. The 4th service arm. Military policing with the rules of engagement. Minus 10 attack. Divisions. Not ideal, is it? Our allies across the Atlantic. Thanks to our great diplomatic effort, we now have strong and reliable allies across the Atlantic. Both Canada and the United States have agreed to help and protect us, be it economically and militarily, and in exchange we'll do the same for them. From here, it will only take a few steps to formally join the Organization of Free Nations. Are we ready to take this step, however? Only time will tell. Let's join an alliance. Unity Pact is here, and they're probably going to start trying to kill everyone. Which wouldn't exactly be shocking, would it? It is goring at the wheel after all. Himmler's been very quiet recently. He's not really done much, and it's be wondering, interesting to know what he's actually planning on doing. Digging our claws. The half-breed state. You could be causing some issues for everybody. I love that wee National Spirit logo, actually. The shadow state. The bunkers. That's not misleading at all, is it? Oh, I think we've got another. Samara unifies his West Russia. My days. So we have West Russia, the Ural Military District, the Siberian Free Territory, and the Far Eastern Soviet Republic. Who is going to come out on top? Well, what have you got next? An old score to settle, our Winter War, West Russian Revolutionary Front, okay. Rest. It declares war on Riga, the West is ours. Oh. They are wanting the West. Strike the balance of power. Gosh, everything's kicking off in Russia. Well, it's been kicking off for ages, but this is kind of getting to the finale of Russia. Ho 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 ho. I'm liking this so much. Not that I'm actually really doing anything. Indonesia has defeated Free Indonesia. Oh, now that is a shame. That's a shame. Free Indonesia. Unlucky. A new age of science. Oh, flippin' Nora. Oh gosh, you are really gonna get aggressive, aren't you? Oh, you've changed treat again. The sun gun. Oh, that's opened up some new bits. First domino. West Russia is simply the first domino, our conquest of the East. Oh my days, they are going to get very, very aggressive. March of the Liger. That's insane. That's a weapon on the moon. Oh no, it's not. It's a weapon in space that uses the sun. Wow, we're getting really it's getting really weird now. Friends not rivals. Yep, two separate entities now. Our friendship and brotherhood have never faded in these dark times. Come on, let's just finish off the tree in today's episode. Let's just do it. Oh, the Czechs are gone. Or Bohemia rather is gone. It's gone. Showing our best side. You have a best side, Goring? This is news to all of us. That bloody sun got... President Scarrow wins the Civil War. National debt will rise sharply. New option available in the focus tree. Oh gosh, I'm not liking Germany. Germany, don't make me kill you with my 5 divisions. Saying that, and we could actually create an agency as well. Wait, no we can't. No we can't. No we can't. We can't. Or, yes we can. Okay. Okay, the Indonesian government's just been couped. And now they don't have a tree, okay. China got bigger, but China's still in the they're back in the Japanese faction. Support innovation. It's going to be very interesting to see the conference whenever that may happen. Repurposed light helicopters, colonial citizenship. Okay. Okay, I'm not paying attention to anything else happening. We're just going to focus on us. That's all that matters. Friends Not Rivals is done. Our ally in the south. The United Kingdom may no longer exist, but this is not the end of the Anglo-Scottish friendship. With our bonds restored and reinforced by mutually binding treaties, we'll help each other as we did in the past. This time, however, we'll do it out of freedom and companionship, and not out of servitude. Let the old history fade and a new age of friendship and mutual cooperation dawn. Together, we'll carve out a new path in this difficult world, and we'll find a way to prevail together, as we always have done. In my defence, God me defend. Oh, we're so close to finishing our tree. Run heads across Germany. Well, so military power decreased based upon corruption and the amount of pipes built. Power of the atom. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna get some really interesting tanks. That's what. Oh gosh, Germany. I might place Germany soon. Oh, that's new as well. Goring his loyal Wehrmacht will pray through Germania like the Romans of old. Review the fleet, pride of the Reich, the Luftwaffe. Strategic defense, masters of the world, Spartan discipline. Oh Jesus, Germany, you have still got a lot of stuff you can do. Holy balls, look at it, look at it. And then look at ours. It's tiny. It's tiny, but it's taking our sweet ass time to get through it. And oops, a flipping nuclear war is kicked off. Imagine if that just happened right now. Reaching out to who? Department of Foreign Affairs. Okay, contact Rome. Opportunities in West Siberia. Are the Italians even going to bite that? Anyways, a bright future ahead. In such a short time, everything has changed. A year ago, our country was weak, poor, and the Scottish people living in fear of German invader. Now we are strong, rich, and surrounded by trusted friends, ready to help and protect us in the hour of need, just as we shall do for them. Scotland has entered a new era, one of prosperity and progress. We can walk with our head held high, as we never gave up, even in the face of the greatest difficulties. Now the time has finally come to reap the rewards that go to the free. Long live Scotland, Scotland the brave! Here we go, the last focus. And I think we will be done. We will be done. It's a shame we didn't join the faction. Can we not join it? Wait, what have you got? That is not looking good. Nope, a ray of hope. It's not good. No, hope for the best. Somewhat high. At least unity is high. They've still got the Southern Fury. With synthetic oil plus 80%. Jesus, last bastion of liberty. Hey, I'm a good bastion of democracy now. Our nation in the Isles. Yep. That'll be removed soon. Good. That's really good, actually, the Scottish OFN cooperation. Thanks to Scotland's renewed diplomatic effort, the relations between the former constitute of the United Kingdom and the members of the Organisation of Free Nations are steadily improving. This will be highly beneficial to all parties involved, as the mutual economic ties bring prosperity to both shores of the Atlantic. Interesting, see? Very interesting. Oh, we're almost done. What? The world has definitely got... Oh my god, what happened here? Africa's gone. This is all that remains. Wow. Africa is... It's looking good. Savimbi. Okay, we're done here. We're done. Just get that last event. Final reflections. Wimberley set down his pen and looked around his office. He would miss this place, he thought, the room from where he managed the Scottish military since the formation of the country. Then the room where he kept the watch in the Tweed, the room from where his successor would take his place. It was sad, but he was getting old, and he was just happy that he could leave the army after a long career, and on his own terms. He wondered how everyone else would see his career. Surely his place in the history of Scotland was secured. His deal with John McCormack made the country, hadn't it? And after that, he had been the main figure in Scotland's army for many years, organise it, and keeping it ready to respond to the German incursion, and one could not discount his deeds before then in the World War. No, his position was secure, and nobody could bury it or wipe it away. But it would be a flattering position. Wimberley was not a fool. Not everything he did was popular, well received, or even legal in some cases. There was an entire segment of the political spectrum demanding more than his retirement. They all regarded him as a paranoid madman who could have ended democracy if he felt like it. They hadn't seen what he had seen. There was no way for them to understand what he felt. Would that last after he had gone? Would the school books regard him as danger to the public, propped up only by past deeds? It was a terrifying thought, but Wimberley then considered another angle. He was not without his supporters, both in the army and in the political sphere. Many in the military felt the same way that he did, and at the end of the day he had achieved his goal of keeping Scotland free, atop his other achievements. He would have been guaranteed a level of sympathy at least, and many would see him as a Scottish hero like those of the Middle Ages. Wimberley would have to be content with that, and he could still tell his side of the story anyway. That was not the event we were waiting for, and that is an interesting war kicking off. I don't think that was the event we were waiting for. There it is. There it is. Many people said an independent Scotland could not exist in this age. When the UK existed, the bonds were too strong. England was so dominant, there was no will for it. Anyway, when we stood alone against the Axis, the whole world expected us to go down in a short, inevitable war. Yet we stand today with no existential threat to us or the people of Scotland. It's not like this was a frig victory either. Our economy is comparable with England and is totally bombed out either. In fact, we're thriving on our own. The Anglo refugees are beginning to return to the south as well, and perhaps most importantly, it seems that we might have a generation that will not have to know the horrors of war. We scarcely can imagine a scenario that will require us to send our young men to charge a machine gun nest as our previous generations have. Scotland is truly a blessed nation. Our greatest enemy to the south has now become our greatest friend. Our economy is bustling and seems to grow exponentially with the discovery of more and more oil reserves. We no longer fear the Nazi jackpot that once threatened our survival. We have a free England on our side and the oil in the North Sea on the other. So tell us, what can go wrong? Nothing. Not a damn thing. And I'm going to presume that is us done. Yep, I'm going to guess that's us done. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that playthrough there. There's nothing more for us to do. And yeah. Oh, the retirement. Oh, paranoia removed. We're not done. Okay. Field Marshal Douglas Wimberley of the Scottish Armed Forces, veteran of the 2 World Wars and uncountable battles, on this day announces retirement. Good for him. Good for him. Paranoia removed. To surprise, the Armed Forces begin to step down their more overt opposition to the policies in this government, which seem to our very surprise they have done so without our prompting. It's all the more unusual. Hands off. When do we have the hands off focus? Don't know where that came from, but apparently we had it. Is that everything now? So army paranoia is gone. I would think that's everything now. Surely. We're gonna get anything else? We'll give it a wee bit longer. Oh, below the seas. Oh, actually, guys, that is the end of the Scotland part of the mod. Got the wee little pop-up after that event. So yes, thank you very much for watching this playthrough. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall be back with something new very soon. Until then, take care. Cheer bye. The now.